Hello everyone, my name is Cole, and in today's video we are going to be building the Porsche 911 GT2 RS out of Lego. Now, I have the finished model here, but I think it would be a bit more interesting if I showed you guys how I designed the model. But before I show you guys that, if you'd like to build this model yourself, the instructions are available both at my website and Rebrickable at the link in the description below. Now, one more thing, if you guys have been following this channel for a very long time, you will remember that back in 2021 I made a GT2 RS model, which you can see right here. I still have it around because I liked it so much, and it's in this really nice dark turquoise color. This model is not bad at all, but it definitely needed some updates. It was just kind of an old model, used old techniques that could have been updated just to make it look nicer and a bit more accurate to the real GT2 RS. So, in today's video, we are going to be building version 2, which is based on the VH Motorsports GT2 RS, which is a really sick looking GT2 RS with this like livery that kind of references the Porsche. Well, I suppose it references both the 911 RSR race car with the pink pig livery, and both this GT2 RS and the 911 RSR reference the 917 variation, which I can't remember, which has this livery, which people called the pink pig because it was pink. And so the real car has it, and so our model now has the livery, and I'll show you guys how I did that right now. Alright, so we go from the shelf to the desk, and we have some parts. So basically, I have a design that's kind of here, let me show you guys. Basically, I have like a decent amount of this model designed so far. In fact, I have basically all this model designed so far. There we go. By the way, this software is called Studio. I'll link to it down below if you'd like to download it yourself because it's free. And basically, I have designed a version 2 GT2 RS, although I'm not sure how the design will work in real life, so we are going to build it right here. Now, one thing you guys are probably wondering is that how am I going to do the fender parts, which don't actually exist in pink, and you can see they're in gray here, as they are here in real life, and so I have bought a can of Tamiya spray paint to do that. So I will continue building this, and if anything interesting comes up, I will update you guys. Alright, sorry for the abrupt transition, but now we have completed most of the easy part, I guess you could say. And so everything here is connected, which is great, and it kind of sort of looks like a 911. And basically, we have come to the end of the easy part, because if that was the easy part, well, almost everything was shared with the old model. Now we have come to the second part, which is everything that is not the same, or maybe well, just not connected. So yeah, we're gonna add this. It should be interesting, and I will let you know how it goes. Before we do that, actually, let's look at a couple of the techniques and stuff that I'm using here, because some of them are quite interesting. So to attach the headlight, if I remove this, you can see we have basically a robot arm that allows this headlight to hinge backwards like that, and then we have this very offset assembly which adds this curved slope to kind of hide that, and then we have the C or B pillars, I guess, which are held in place with a very similar technique to the headlights. It's just one of those bars with a plate on the end or vice versa, and another one at the other end, and another robot arm holding it together, and so it just sits there quite nicely like that. Like I said, I'll update you guys when I make some more progress. Alright, so now we must figure out how to attach these parts to the car because none of them are actually attached. This is where my studio building doesn't work so well. I mean, I kind of accounted for this. I knew they weren't attached and I built it, and I figured I'd just do it in real life like we were doing right now. So yeah, we have to attach the front hood. We have to attach this slope right here, which isn't connected to anything. The windshield is already figured out. It'll attach right here. We have to attach this rear window to something. We have to attach the rear bumper to something, attach the rear taillights to something, and yeah, so basically, we're going to start with this, the rear diffuser. Alright, so this wasn't as hard as I thought it might be. Basically, I just added the kind of standard upside down 1x1 round tile with a bar connected to a clip plate upside down, and from there, we should be able to attach this, just like that. There we go. And so now, we can work on attaching the rest of the rear bumper, which will be, yeah, kind of interesting to get in there. Alright, so I've basically finished up the rest of the rear. Honestly, it wasn't very interesting, so I didn't bother recording it, but I think it looks really good. And we actually, because we have the old GT2 RS here, we can compare the two, and I definitely think the new one looks better. I was actually pretty happy with the old version, but yeah, I think this one definitely looks more like a GT2 RS. You guys see them together there. Alright, so that was actually really easy compared to what I thought. Basically, we're just using a couple plates to hold up this, which is, pretty simple. Then we're using two of these round 1x1 plates with a bar on the bottom that are hinged, and that holds this hood in place, just like that. And it's good to go. Or, well, it's almost good to go, except we have one more probably the hardest part, I think. I'm not sure. Which is somehow get this slope piece right in there. Wait for it. Just like that. So yeah, I'll work on that next. Alright, so what do you know? It was actually pretty easy to do. Basically, I just used this connection which I already had. So I said if we extend this bracket, we can put a G-slope, or the G-slope that we were trying to place, on the end of it. It holds it a little bit higher, which is like, okay, and it lines up with this now anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I guess with that we're basically done, except we have to finish up the interior, so it's just basically missing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and now we are done with the interior. This is actually moving really quickly. But it's a pretty simple interior. It's similar to the one in the old version, except I didn't realize, okay, you can't even see it, it's kind of dark. The old version, the interior is like really, the flashlight, it's really simple and not very interesting looking. So this one has been upgraded slightly. It looks pretty good. It's nothing too fancy, but I think it works. Yeah, pretty simple. And then we have the windshield, and boom, look at that, very nice. Alright guys, so the GT2 RS itself is done. I'm going to call this like the purest version because it's the one that's going to be unmodified and that you could replicate yourself without modifying any Lego parts. But we're going to start modifying them right away because we have the finished stickers from Forward Sticker. So massive thanks to them for doing these because they look really good. I'm going to apply these stickers to the model and then it should look pretty good. Obviously I still have to paint some parts and stuff, but I think it's going to look really cool even with just the stickers on. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then I will update you guys as to how it goes. Alright everyone, so a lot of stuff has happened, so I have several updates on the GT2 RS model. So as you can see, the stickers have been applied and it looks really good. Really happy with how these turned out. So thanks again to Forward Sticker. Now I painted several parts. We painted the wheels, which as you can see, or I just painted the rims. I tried to paint the inner wheel part, but that just got really hard to mask because I had to mask off the rubber part and not mask off the black plastic part. And so in the end I just decided to use this. It looks like the tire's a bit thicker because of the extra black plastic, so that looks fine. So basically if you paint wheels, just paint the rim and just use black rim parts or black wheel parts and it looks fine. And so yeah, I'm honestly pretty happy with it. You can see the back too with the stickers and stuff. So as you can see, it does have the pink fenders like I was talking about painting. Now here are the painted pink fenders, and unfortunately as you can see they're pink, but they're not the right pink color. Now do I want to find another can of pink spray paint that matches this one? Not really. And the fact that we only have the painted wheels, I think I kind of want to stick with that because painting, well, parts like this is a lot harder than painting wheels, and so I think we're just going to stick with the gray fenders because that way you guys can replicate it too if you want. And with that, the GT2 RS model was done, and so here we have it. Now, I am a bit disappointed that the paint didn't work out for the fenders because while they look fine, it would have been nice to have the color matched fenders. There's still the option of buying off-brand fenders in this color, which would be perfectly color matched to the Lego parts, but that's going to take a long time to find them on the internet, and then I have to wait for them to like ship from pretty far away probably. So for now, we're just going to stick like this, and that way you guys can replicate it with 100% real Lego parts as well. Although if you do, I will say parts for this in pink are not exactly cheap considering some of them are relatively rare. So let's do a little overview of the design. Like I said, it's based on the old GT2 RS model underneath, so a lot of this is shared with that. That video is pretty old, so I might as well go over some of it. In the front, again, pretty simple. I am happy with this like assembly that I got to hold the headlight in place and also kind of form this GT2 RS specific intake that sticks out. The round tiles here work super well to just kind of have that GT2 RS shape. And the interior is not too bad. It's not like super detailed or anything, but it looks pretty good. Then moving back, I'm really happy with this technique I used to connect the, I guess technically what are the V-pillars of the model, which is just a robot arm with this round 111 plate on there, and that kind of camouflages into the rear window of the car. It looks a little bit open on top, but I'm honestly fine with it. I'm really happy with how it looks from the side and stuff. The back is relatively complex. There's a lot of building in different directions at different heights, but I think it turned out quite nicely. The wing is super simple. This is slightly different for the VH Motorsport style one with this kind of swan neck wing that's more like the Porsche race cars. And then that's honestly it for like the interesting techniques. It's a pretty solid model with not that much like crazy stuff going on. This also goes very nicely with the Murcielago model, considering in real life that you will sometimes see this car and the high car Murcielago together, driving together. So it's really cool to have put them together up on the shelf, and just two really cool modified cars. And this kind of is a trend I guess you'll see in more videos, because when I build cars, I honestly find it's much more enjoyable to build like a unique car as opposed to just some generic car. So a lot more of my models you will see are going to be more like based on a specific specially modified car that's just like then a model that represents kind of any random version of that car. So I'll make some renders with some other color variations here so you can see it looks like in different colors with the right color fenders. And I suppose that's it for this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it and seeing the design process of this GT2 RS model. We have a couple more Porsche models going to be released here in the future at some point, so stay tuned for that, I guess, if you like Porsches. And so with that, that is it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.